Hello everyone and welcome to a new edition of Lens Talk. My name's Paul. I represent Paul Brockton Photography, and in this video I want to talk about the Sigma 24-105 F4 DG HSM lens for Canon, Nikon and Sigma, available in those mounts. What you'll find is this lens is very sharp. Basically, according to DxO marks and scores, it is actually sharper than the Canon 24-105, even the Mark II. Generally, what you'll find is it's sharper throughout the framing of any sort of picture you may take. What I mean by that is it will be sharper in the corners. Typically, the Canon lens does tend to have a bit of a vignette on it. If you don't know what that means, the four corners are a little bit darker than the centre of the frame. So it's a good full frame lens, the Sigma 24-105. Obviously, alternatives, you're talking the Canon 24-105, and I believe there's a Tamron 24-70, which is on par in price. Although it's a 2.8 lens, it's retails for about £700, the Tamron does. The Sigma is £600, the Canon is about £800, but you can get the Mark I probably second hand for £350. So the Sigma 24-105 art lens is going to be quite sharp, and there are a lot of reviews on it to say that this lens is the sharpest 24-105 lens out there, but it is f4, keep that in mind. If you want a 2.8 lens, consider the Tamron, which is a VC, so obviously it's got optical stabilisation on there, but it's £100 more. However, it's not quite as sharp as this lens will be at f4. So I would highly recommend this lens if you're after sharpness. Keep in mind it will not be weather sealed. It does seem to me that Sigma have decided to basically neglect that in their art lenses, where they're not weather sealed like the Canon lenses are. So if it's important to you that your lens is protected from the elements, wind, rain, ocean spray, that sort of thing, I would recommend you decide on the Canon rather than the Sigma lenses. In terms of the optical stabilizer, it's on par with Canon. You'll find it just as good, but in terms of alternatives, you obviously got your Canon lenses. Obviously, if you want to think about the 2.8 24-70 lenses, I've done a separate video talking about that, so have a look at that video where I discuss the 24-70mm alternatives. But in my view, that you'll find that the Sigma 24-105 is probably the sharpest lens out there. But it's all about money at the end of the day. How much have you got to spend? £600 is a hefty chunk of money, but you could think about purchasing the Canon, even the Mark I 24-105 second hand for £350, so you can get it for almost half the price. The choice is yours. If a name brand and quality or build quality is an issue and that's something you want, don't get me wrong, the build quality of the Sigma 24-105 is very good, but it isn't on par with Canon's build quality, if I'm absolutely honest with you. It'll be quite close, but not quite as well built. But sometimes when it comes to photography lenses, it's about optical image quality. It sometimes it doesn't matter whether your lens has weather sealing. It's all about, can it achieve the results you want it to achieve. So think long and hard about which version of the 24 to 105 full frame lens you wish. Obviously on a crop sensor camera you're typically getting around, I think it's around 31 millimeters. Let's just do a bit of a conversion for you, just so we get that right. So it's 1.6 times 24. So it works out on a crop sensor camera, if you're using this lens or any of the Canon ones, 38 millimeters at the short end, and at the long end, let me just get you the calculation on that. 1.6 times 105, 168 millimeters. So basically you're getting 38 millimeters to 170 millimeters in real terms if you stick this full frame lens on a crop sensor camera. I hope you found this video informative, and thank you for watching.